Welcome, you guys, to Public Diversion. My name is Chris. Down there, that's the sports guru Ben, and up there, that's the artist to the stars and the self-proclaimed relationship expert Trevor. We are a podcast slash YouTube channel. We talk about everything. We talk about life. We talk about sports. We talk about the best things on TV or the best movies to watch right now. So please, if you like content like that, like, share, and subscribe so you can be notified as soon as we give out the hottest word on the hottest topics. So first off, something it's happening. It just ended. What do you guys think about all these NBA trades that have been happening? What do you guys think have been the best? Who got the best trade? Who do you think got the best trade out of everything?
I think Miami got the best deal out of it all, getting Oladipo for pretty much the cheap. And I feel really bad for the Rockets because they pretty much turned around and traded James Harden for four trash players and hopefully two first round picks that hopefully end up being good. It's one of the worst absolute just trades and transitions that any organization's ever done. I feel. I mean, even the Nets kind of traded away their first round picks and got back old man Pierce and old man Garnett. Really didn't do anything with it, but the fact that the Nets actually kind of, I'm sorry, not the Nets, the Celtics got those draft picks and turned them into Tatum and Brown, and at least they're making an attempt to win. Where I just feel the Rockets did all that, traded their best player, probably one of the best players in franchise history, turned around, got four players that didn't really amount to anything. Oladipo was the best thing they got, and they turn around and flip them for Kelly Olynyk and
Olynyk.
Oh my God, and Avery Bradley, who hasn't even played this year.
Yeah.
So and then the draft pick that you just hope ends up being something. So I don't get what the Rockets are doing.
You think having another guard on Miami is really kind of what they need when they're, kind of guard centric? They're a guard centric team. So like, not to say that he wasn't the best trade, but they're already a guard centric team. So adding another guard, I would think they would need more bigs to do damage.
There's a difference though. There's a difference because Oladipo's like a known scorer. So it's like not a guaranteed 20 a game, but now it's a consistency that they didn't have. And that's why there was so much pressure on Butler during the finals because he didn't really have help. He had shooters, but he didn't have that threat, that scorer where, you give him the ball and back up and one-on-one.
They had Robinson stepped up during the stepped up.
But he's still a shooter. He's a shooter. He's not a scorer. And he hasn't even he's still young though, but he still hasn't even proven himself this year as being a consistent scorer. He's still that shooter that you don't want to leave open. He has moments where he's streaky.
Heck yeah.
But definitely. But like, I think it's an amazing ad. It would have been even better if they would have been able to pick up Aldridge. That would have been amazing.
That's what I think they were going for. I think Riley probably had the inside thinking that they were going to be able to land him, and he just turns around, flips, and said, "I'm going to just go win a ring with the Nets."
That's the whole thing. Well, I think that's exactly what he was doing, ring chasing.
No, but he's also the type who doesn't want pressure on him.
Yes,
that's true too.
So he did that with Portland.
Actually, when he went to the Spurs, the whole reason is because he wanted to be the guy, though.
No,
what I mean? Yeah, he did. He did. He wanted to be the guy, and so I guess now he realizes that him being the guy is obviously
not going to work out.
Look, I don't think he wanted to be the guy when he went with the Spurs. He wanted an easier route because the Spurs still had a core when he went there. Kawhi was still there, right? Wasn't he?
So I believe he was still.
So he had him for that. He only had him for that season that Kawhi only played freaking a handful of games. So he never.
But he didn't know that. He just wanted to go somewhere else because it was just him in Portland with Lillard, and he still had to technically be the guy when he was playing, or 1A, 1B. He didn't want anything. He would have been way better off if he would have stayed with the Blazers.
Almost definitely.
I would have. Especially that McCollum was still coming into his own too.
Yeah, heck
so
I would have loved him, right?
Solid big three there. Yeah, that would end up happening
with Nurkic. With a healthy Nurkic,
with healthy Nurkic too.
Ooh, that team would have been nasty. That team would have been nasty.
Actually, they had cancer on that team too. Didn't he get, or was that later? That might have been right after.
I think that was later.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, with Miami, like, yeah, I'm not saying it's not a great one. I find it hard to, they're a really point guard centric team. So I just like, I'm not sure if, yeah, maybe one of the best players, but I'm not sure if the one who's going to do the most damage for the team. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but Oladipo also offers on the defensive side too. We're kind of Tyler Hero and Robinson going through a sophomore slump to sort of say, but they're not the defense. They don't have the defensive presence that Oladipo will bring in. The drive and dish Oladipo brings. Yeah. He doesn't have to have 20 every game. Oladipo will come in, have 10 assists, he'll dish it out. Just another score that other teams have to worry about. Kind of gives them a helping hand if they're going to try to unseat the Nets or even the Celtics in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't see who's gonna unseat the Nets right now. Especially when they're signing everything. They just called my mom's house. They said that they were gonna sign her to a 3-year contract. I was like, what?
But the Heat also have Iguodala, and they picked up Ariza too. So yeah, they're a little older, but it's still gonna, like Ben said, like Hero and Robinson aren't really gonna do too much on the defensive end. So if they're not on, they could throw those vets in to play solid defense. And hope
I think
and pray.
It'll be a good series.
It'll be competitive because they don't give up.
It'll be a good series with Miami. Yeah, they're fighters, so they'll be in there. They'll be in. Definitely probably like 6-game series going into that round whenever they play.
But if the Heat center fouls out, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, or if he gets injured again,
knock on wood. I don't like to talk about injuries. That's not. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, that's the reality of it. Like, they would have done more damage against the Lakers if he wasn't injured. Like, he got injured.
It would have been a better series,
wasn't he? Ben, 2 or 3, game 2 or 3. He got
injured. Game 1, I think he was out. He got hurt.
No, I thought Dragic got hurt game 1. Dragic got hurt game 1.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah,
and then he got hurt like game 2 or game 3 or something.
Let's be realistic here. If it wasn't for the bubble, the Heat wouldn't have been in it.
No,
they wouldn't have been. No. There were people there. There was rumors and stuff. People talked about no one wanted to be in that bubble.
A lot of people didn't want
at all. Yeah. So their hearts weren't in it. They weren't focused. It doesn't take much for anybody to, like, especially if you play sports. Yeah. You guys know it's like you could be out of it if you have a situation with the girl you're talking to. Your game might be slightly off because you're worried about that life and that.
That stupid game is always on point.
Whoa, he got jokes. A broken-hearted Trevor gets more rebounds and steals. but my shot might be off.
I don't know. I think playing the bubble is definitely a difficult task for all those teams to have to go through. Obviously, the ones that didn't want it and just didn't care to be there, obviously were out when they needed to be out. But the teams that liked each other, which I think that Miami team, all those guys love each other.
The Suns too. Yeah.
Liked it being in that bubble, playing together. They're just hoopers, man. They just want to go in and play ball. It wasn't about my $1 million contract here or what's up with my girl here and blah, blah, blah. They all liked each other. They all got together. They said we're making that push for the championship, and they went for it. And it's just the Lakers team too. I think all those guys really liked each other during that whole run. So
you know the difference, though? You know the difference, Ben?
What?
LeBron runs that team like a GM, but he plays on the court. So if you say the wrong or do the wrong thing, you're off that team completely.
Yeah,
and then everyone else, and then you're naming teams that are fairly young. They're used to doing that, like AAU, going on tournaments, travels. So they're used to being like confined in a little hotel and chilling but
he does have a point, because like one thing that they kept talking about was like how Butler would be selling coffee to the team and like all these little facets outside the court that really matter in the in bonding and stuff like that. So I think at some point, yes.
Yeah. But even to a certain degree, like the whole stuff with LeBron, like, man, that will wear on guys. And guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and like, man, I don't need this. I don't need this. Why am I going to go through and have to listen to this guy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? I don't even get to go home, see my family. I don't get no breaks from any of that. That'll wear on guys.
And it is a lot of pressure, especially. It is a lot of pressure, especially for the young guys, but like the Kuzma and the Carusos, who literally they were on the bench the previous year when the chants were LeBron's going to trade you. So they know, like that's like to your point, Trevor. Like they know that LeBron is really the GM. They were on the bench, so you know
Yeah.
that you also have to kind of like walk a fine line with.
And
Yeah.
plus, you guys do realize that LeBron's best friend runs the league.
Mm.
Like
he doesn't run the league.
they
He runs
their
the trade.
their
He runs the trade.
agencies. No, they're agencies. So like you might burn bridges with multiple people if you mess with
Rich
LeBron.
Paul. Yeah, because you
Well,
Rich
yeah.
Paul, which is the
Yeah.
agent to all the top people.
Yeah.
Um,
And that goes, and it goes far beyond just sports,
yeah.
because they have multiple agencies where they're getting people gigs on things.
What's the other guy's name who runs the barbershop show, Ben? His other friend, LeBron's other friend. Rich
Maverick.
Maverick.
Yeah.
Maverick. Yeah. Well,
Which
what
is
about
cool
you,
show.
Trevor? Your clips. You guys got cousins. You guys are going straight to the
Cousin.
tent.
We didn't get Cousins. We got Rondo.
Man, you're on mute. Didn't cousins? No. You guys got Rondo. My bad. You guys got Rondo. Oh, we lost him. No, Ben, what you doing to us? It doesn't matter. We're better off without him.
Oh, you hear me? Hello.
Yeah.
What about you, Trevor and Rondo? You guys just acquired Rondo. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, again,
now?
Rondo.
You guys are going. You guys are shooting up now.
Yeah, he's gonna help.
Yeah,
He's definitely gonna help. But like I had mentioned prior to us recording this, it really doesn't matter because of the moves that the Nets made. That's way more firepower than what we have.
Yeah.
And that goes beyond. The only way I see anybody beating them is they malfunction within. Like you convince one or two of them to become selfish. Yeah. Because if they play unselfishly, they could all shoot, they could all score 20 plus a game. So it's like, even if you can't even leave what's that guy? Joe Harris open. Joe Harris could easily be the leading scorer.
Even if they get in an argument and say Kyrie decides, you know what, I'm not going to play. Like you did, I'm not going to play. They're still more than capable. They're more than capable. Yeah. Like, you get in an argument and Kyrie's like, okay, I'm out for this same, or he plays like weak, like he played for LeBron that one year because he was just having arguments with him. If Kyrie plays weak, they're still so strong.
Well, the key's Durant. He's the key. If you do something to get him out of his game, which get the other two to be ball hogs or a couple random tweets or something like that, because like they're gonna, it's a guarantee. Just him being on the court is gonna demand so much attention, and he could play defense, and he's a 7-footer. I don't care what anyone says. Like, he's a serious threat.
Since KD's come back from that injury, though, it's still one of those things where we haven't been able to see him in long stretches to see how he's going to be. I mean, he's one of the best players of all time, in my opinion, but I want to see how he does. Once you get in the playoffs, now you can't take that time off anymore. You can't. You got to fight through the injuries. You got to fight through all the negative BS that happens throughout the season. And now you're going to the playoffs, and you have to go 7 games, sometimes 6 games. I mean, they'll probably sweep the first two rounds, but once you get into Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, there's no time for any of that let off, and his injured Achilles is really going to be tested, and his knee's going to be tested for those series.
The good thing is, like, they could play him, especially in that first two series or whatever, limited minutes, and depending on how great Harden and Kyrie are doing, you could even sit him down for more minutes during the game too, so he doesn't have to play necessarily 30. I mean, in the playoffs, that's what they do, but with such great firepower, you potentially could, ease him into it, maybe.
But
Trevor was right. Like Rich Paul, what he's going to do is he's going to start making all these accounts and start tweeting. He's going to start tweeting things about Durant, and then Durant's going to be up all night on his ghost accounts, tweeting back, firing back, clapping back, and it's going to throw him off his game. That's what's going to happen. That's what I hope is going to happen.
We lost Ben again.
Ben again.
But what Ben didn't, I don't know if he doesn't realize or he forgets, like Dinwiddie isn't even playing right now either.
That's true. Like
that's another added point guard, shooting guard, slasher, scorer, assist maker. Like, he's another creator. It's like you said, you could rest Durant.
Yeah.
But you legit, even if something happens to him, like, you have enough pieces in play where it's like,
Yeah.
There's people are so caught up in everything else, they won't even be worried about Durant because they can't even handle everything that's on the court.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of defense can you really, like, I mean, the people might be trying to switch everything with the Nets, that because what can you do? Everything's a threat. You have to switch everything. Switch everything.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you either have to have a super tall team like the Lakers to keep people out of the key.
Now we got Drummond. Like, which I'm a fan of. I'm a huge I'm not saying it was the best trade, but like we definitely needed him.
Because AD doesn't like being the center.
Yeah.
So it's natural position to be a 4, but I think the Nuggets getting JaVale McGee was a huge thing, but people kind of overlook JaVale because they need help down low.
But he's gonna. I mean, I don't know. I don't think JaVale's gonna make that much of an impact as big as Drummond, but I don't know. I like it anyway. What
it's
about?
Gonna be interesting to see how long the Lakers are height wise with Drummond and AD. See how if that even bothers the Nets to a certain degree if it's a championship game they make it to.
Yeah,
AD's still out for another 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
it is. Well, what about? So, did you guys watch? Moving on to another sport. Did you guys watch the UFC? I know
yes,
you
I did.
You didn't watch it? Oh man, in the Ngannou fight.
There were some great fights this past weekend. Some great fights. I just recently got in the UFC. I've been watching it for about a year now. Once everything went off because of COVID and all the NBA games went away during that time around this time last year is when I really started to follow it a little more and more. And man, those last 2 fights were fantastic. Fights were absolutely fantastic.
I was betting my friend because I had a friend over and he doesn't really know much about fighting, and we were taking shots for every, like, at the beginning of the fight you guess who's gonna win or whatever, and then when it came to the Sean O'Malley fight, if you've never seen Sean O'Malley, he's one of my favorite fighters. Unfortunately, with the last fight, he got hurt. If you've ever seen him fight or whatever, he was an undefeated fighter. He happened to get hurt with leg kicks in his previous fight, and so he lost that one. He got taken down, but he's a tremendous fighter, and he has like swagger and he's like a Post Malone that's good at fighting. That's how he looks, Trevor.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because he has all that colored hair.
You've never seen this dude?
Like
he's like Post Malone if Post Malone was skinny and a fighter. And I like the dude, Sean O'Malley, and he's like tough. And he was like, "Oh, that guy? Oh, no way!" And I was like, "Trust me, that guy is good." And then he was like, "Whoa!" As soon as you saw
he's just long and lanky.
Yeah,
man. But I give that other fighter, and I'm still learning all their names, but that Brazilian guy he fought a lot of credit because, man, he took some punishment. He got knocked down. There was times he should have been out of the fight, and he stands back up and just starts throwing blows with him again.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. No, he was getting a beating. He was getting a beating. But, like, the Ngannou fight we talked about that prior to, and I did not expect that. I personally thought Stipe was going to win. I thought he was going to be able to take him down like he did last fight. Ngannou, like, it's like he was most improved. To me, he's like what you consider in basketball and other sports most improved player, Trevor. This guy lost the last fight because he had no takedown defense. And then this fight Stipe couldn't even you saw it, Ben. Like,
couldn't take him down.
Couldn't even take him down. This guy blocked everything. So now if you can't take this guy down and you're just standing up against a guy who's 30 pounds heavier than you, just coming in and just mad, he one punch power. It was a slaughter. As soon as I saw that first takedown defense against Stipe, I was like, oh, it's literally like I think it was 2 minutes into the first round. As soon as I saw him like completely like push him off, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, even the commentary, the guy on commentary was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, because that was his weakness. You take the dude to the floor, and now you can't take him to the floor. And it's funny is because, like, my opinion of his takedown defense, typically takedown defense is like, so the lower you squat, you have a lower center of gravity, so you can like avoid being taken down. But his was more like, okay, I get like semi-low, but I'm so strong that I'll still muscle my way out of it. So that first takedown defense against Stipe, he got a little low, but it looked like he kind of like ragdolled Stipe off. Like he literally pushed him off, and I was like, whoa. I was like,
so he did a Henry like stiff arm kind of
pretty much
like a Derrick Henry,
pretty much.
Yeah, it was just ooh, that was nasty. Ooh, that was nasty.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know there was fight going on or fights. Like I was caught up in games and all these shows, so I didn't really. I feel like I missed out though. I kept on seeing stuff on social media afterwards. Like, damn it!
It was great. It was one of the better ones so far this year. I mean,
yeah. There's been some bad ones this year, but this is definitely one of the ones that will stand out in my mind for this year. Because two fantastic fights, and then the O'Malley fight that was I think the third fight in there was they were great.
That was sick. But the shows you're watching, what other stuff are you watching? I mean, I know the main one, which we're going to talk about, but what other stuff you watching?
I started watching Invincible. They post the
first episode of that.
Yeah, they post the first 3 episodes.
Invincible.
Oh, there's 3 already. Okay.
Yeah.
I only saw the first one.
What's that about?
It's basically the equivalent of it's first of all, it's a DC Comics, actually an Image Comics storyline that they made into a series, but basically it's like a Superman type of character, and you're following him, but he has a son going through like I guess he's just in high school. I was gonna say through puberty, but like adolescence, doesn't really have any powers and doesn't know what they are. He's like, don't worry, eventually you're gonna get them. But we actually see his progression into becoming a hero.
Yeah.
Apparently what I heard through the comics is they kind of rushed his progression, which makes sense if you're going to do a TV series. But he interacts with other superheroes, and you see his evolution into like becoming something greater than. I kind of liked it, but here's the thing that surprised me. I thought it was a kids show. There was so much gore. There's people cheating on other people. So there's no nudity, but there's like, we know what's happening behind,
Yeah.
So it's like, what? And there's curse words being used. It's
a cartoon. It is a cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon.
So it's a cartoon.
Shows up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
I didn't even know.
Amazon.
I thought this was like, okay. Amazon original?
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that. I never even heard about that show.
I heard about it a long time ago. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. No, so the guy that created the show is the guy that did The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkland.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of see just in that first episode, kind of, I know it's the difference between a superhero show and a zombie apocalypse show, but you kind of see how he putting them all together. Because I read all the Walking Dead comic books. I went through that, and then I kind of still watch the series a little bit. So I kind of see his fingerprints on this episode and how he goes along with kind of the story. I think it's pretty good, and I understand why he stopped doing The Walking Dead now for this show, because I think this show's going to blow up pretty good.
There's a lot of famous people voiced like as voiceovers. Sandra Oh, I want to say J. Jonah Jameson. I forgot his real name.
I just had it on the top of my head.
J. Jonah Jameson guy. There's only one. We all know him.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. No, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. That's the writer. That's the writer.
Yes. That's like
J.K.
a woman.
And
then something Yoon. He's an Asian actor, but he plays the main character.
He was the Asian guy on Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah.
No, Asian guy.
Yeah, on Walking Dead, there is an Asian guy.
Yeah, the Asian guy on Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rogen makes an appearance on one of the episodes as one of the I don't know if he's a hero or not, but he has superpowers.
Oh, I haven't got that far to see him yet.
Okay, but no, go ahead.
No, keep going because it's about the show.
No, but just I love seeing new takes on superheroes or parodies of it, because there is technically a parody of like the Justice League and like all this other stuff, which is really, really fun. It's like, and you kind of like point it out because you can see elements of other superheroes that they modified for that I guess comic book. I was going to say show, but it was a comic book first.
But you never read the comic book?
No.
No. Well,
I'm big on pictures, not words.
So if you like the whole parody kind of theme, I think that's where they're going with the with the Suicide Squad. Did you guys watch the trailer, right? The new trailer?
Yeah.
Like that was fire, but like even the characters there are kind of like the John Cena. I keep forgetting that dude's name. The what's his character's name? John Cena's character.
Well, they're making a show off of him too.
Yeah, I forgot.
I was gonna say the Patriot.
He's supposed to be like a
yeah, I
Captain
forgot his
America,
name.
but bad.
No.
You like a mixed with the Punisher is what you know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's still something that they wrote in the comics.
Oh, he
So,
is a legit comic.
All those characters exist, but they're like D-lists, like
Yeah,
heroes
like
and villains and stuff. Yeah, so like they existed already, but they're letting James Gunn have this like yeah, which is kind of awesome. I love that. Not kind of, it is awesome.
Yeah,
especially
I'm
like
definitely more excited for this one than I was the first Suicide Squad movie.
Almost definitely.
I'm at the same level because that trailer was really good for the first one.
Yeah.
And
I guess everyone got excited for the Joker to a certain degree more than anything else.
No, I got excited for the whole thing because I know about
Okay.
Deadshot's background and whatnot, so I want to see Deadshot. Harley Quinn, not so much because she's crazy.
Mhm.
But I thought that would have been fun. But when we actually saw the movie, it's like you did a good job developing the characters, but you didn't tell a story.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell? We watched a music video that was the length of a movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but that was the thing. And then this trailer, the first trailer for this Suicide Squad, it wasn't as like, pow, like this is amazing, but it's like giving us a little bit because they're hiding a lot. Even though they showed us the Starro stuff was a cool touch on the original Justice League villain. But like, I know, and it's going to be fun because we don't know who's going to survive.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is a new thing.
Well, you know, John Cena's going to survive.
Oh yeah, because he has a show.
He has a show. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can bet on him.
Yeah, but you don't really know from a lot of. Well, we know someone named the Javelin's not going to last too long, but there's a lot of them in there. Like you just don't know, and that'll be fun because they could always insert all these characters that no one's ever going to use in these stories. And James Gunn, do whatever you want. Just let him do whatever he wants every single time, and it's going to be beautiful.
How many did they sign him for? Do you guys know?
No,
I don't know either.
It might be a one-off, but if it does well, I'm pretty sure
that's what I mean. Like,
try to. But it's hard to lock him in because he's tied to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how much longer that's gonna last because they're already working on the third.
I think this third one's his last one from what he was saying. I don't think he's going past 3.
Yeah.
Well,
anything past.
Speaking of superhero movies, what about Trevor? Give us the breakdown for what happened with Falcon Winter Soldier.
Well, go ahead, Ben.
Did it upset you? Did it upset you or? Okay, well, so with the breakdown of this episode, it picks up and it did kind of what I was hoping it would do, where it kind of gives somewhat of a backstory of who John Walker is, the U.S. agent or new Captain America, however you want to put it. And they go back and they kind of show him being getting the accolades almost to a certain degree of being Captain America without actually having done anything yet. They throw him a big old party at his old high school, and the band comes out and plays all the music for him and whatnot. And so they go through that, and then obviously we cut away and we see Sam and Bucky just kind of like, what the hell is this? Like, who the hell is this guy and whatnot? And so they end up finally getting back together, and Sam and Falcon kind of have an argument about, why'd you give up the shield? You shouldn't have gave it up. And Falcon just like, man, I can't believe they did that. I didn't think they were going to do that. But I mean, to a certain degree, kind of should have known that they were going to look for the next, Captain America to represent the United States and give hope to people that are trying to turn their lives around, that just came back from being blipped out of the universe. So then after that, they get on the assignment because I think they found out that someone was stealing what they thought was like vaccines. Or
So
yeah.
Well, that's the thing about that's the thing about the flag smashers. They're kind of like the Robin Hood. They even mentioned the word Robin Hood because they have the serum to a lesser degree, but they're using it like when I was reading more about it, they're using their powers to steal for like the poor communities because that are like underrepresented as the government's trying to handle this whole situation where you have half the world all of a sudden come back into existence.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
government has to struggle, so they're kind of like the Robin Hoods of the situation, stealing vaccines and stuff like that to distribute to different communities and stuff like that, which I thought that was pretty badass. I like the fact that when, like we talked about on previous shows, where villains are kind of more dynamic, especially when we're getting more shows like The Boys, where you're starting to realize that even heroes are more dynamic too. Heroes even have a gray side. Like heroes have a gray side. So what's better? Are they necessarily villains still? Like I don't know. So I like that. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'd be a great fight scene on top of the truck, and then all of a sudden they look like they're beat, and then here comes John Walker and his partner.
Battlestar.
What he calls a Battlestar. What's funny is, and well, maybe it's not that funny, but so in the comic book, and this is one of the facts I forgot to tell you guys yesterday, they were calling Captain America and Battlestar Captain America and Bucky.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel let that go for like about a year, and then they finally started getting letters coming in. Hey, you can't be calling a black dude Buck. That's not exactly. It's a derogatory term.
Yeah.
So there was a whole bunch of comic books that were written out where Captain America is just referring to him as Buck or Bucky or whatnot, and that's why they actually changed his name to Battlestar.
You know how bad that is. Like it's associated with like buck breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for those who don't know. So yeah, that's it. And the Bucks, like I think there was actually not just him, but there was multiple, right? There was other people that were called that.
Bucky or Buck?
Buck.
No, that's
like Bucks.
I just know that since they were making him the new Bucky, that he would call him Buck because that's what Captain America called Bucky Barnes in the beginning as well, was Buck. And I guess Marvel didn't know that, and then they ended up changing his name to Battlestar after about a year.
They didn't know that.
Hey man, you got a whole bunch of white Jewish dudes writing stories. I mean, maybe there's a couple racists in there here and there. I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, they did. I mean, this show, I would say, was pretty racially charged.
Yeah, like a good example, and it ties into the writing of comics in general. When that kid talks about the Black Falcon, how they usually name the black characters after, like Black Lightning, and you know what I mean? Like they do stuff like that all the time. Yeah. Black Adam, even though technically he was like, oh yeah, still African. But that was actually, that's probably my favorite part of the actual show, is when they started to talk about Isaiah and how it got really deep. Really deep. And
it was just a one-off comic that he was in. It wasn't even really like a long, thought out series. Yeah. So I'm actually really surprised they brought him into this.
Yeah. Well, the dialogue that he had just got me more excited because, like, okay, Hydra put him at the level of Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, oh damn. So his importance, and we saw his strength is still up there.
Yeah.
So it's like, is he gonna be the catalyst to get his grandson to be a hero?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm hoping for, personally. Which we all know who his grandson turns out to be, but does he even have any powers? Now I got questions about his level. Because I don't know. Do you know about his character, Ben?
Yeah, he's the Patriot. He ends up being the guy that leads the Young Avengers, which is the chick Hawkeye, Kate. I can't remember her last name, and
Kate Bishop.
Is it Iron Lad?
Yeah,
Iron Man character, and
Wiccan and Speed.
Wiccan and Speed. Yeah, that's right. The two kids from WandaVision. Yeah, ends up being part of that too, and so it'd be interesting. But I kind of interested to see how they end up drawing all that together and making that show.
But apparently he's supposed to have some type of like severe injury or something, because he wanted to follow in his grandfather's footsteps and then needed a blood transfusion. So he didn't even have powers until his grandpa helped him out.
Oh, so you think
But
he got part of his powers came from his grandpa? Like
no. That's what the comics
Oh, okay.
had done. So, but I don't know if they'll. That's why I asked Ben, is because I don't know if they'll do that, because that's the same exact storyline as She-Hulk, which they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, that's already coming
show.
out in like October, I think.
Yeah. So like you can't do the same thing for both of them. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they could tweak the story, and if it goes along the line somewhere where somehow they get a hold of some of the stuff that this Flag Smasher group is carrying around, maybe he'll end up with some of the serum or something like that.
Yeah.
Because those guys are all pretty powerful. I don't know if it's actual duplicate of the super soldier serum that they were carrying around, but it seems like they're ready to go to war and start handing this out to people that are gonna be fighting on their side.
Yeah.
True. And you guys would know more about this than I would, but I was reading up on this because I didn't know. I knew of Isaiah Bradley, but I didn't know that much about him. But after this show, it really got me intrigued. And I was reading about that, and I was reading why Marvel kind of created that character in the first place. And it was based off a true historical event where the U.S. tested gas masks on 300 black soldiers.
Yep.
And then they had to issue a public apology. Like, I was like, crap, I didn't know that. Like, that just makes his character that much more real and vivid to me. Like, way more than ever. Like, I don't, dude, that's crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That was a great inclusion to this series, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So how do you guys feel about the whole power broker? Because I have a few guesses, and then this is the WandaVision reality check that I got, where I'm gradually getting more excited, but I don't want to. Would you guys like to hear my list?
Yes,
I would like to hear it. Well, first off, I want to say that you were right about. Oh, damn it! I just lost it. I was about something I watched in this episode, and I was like, "Damn, Trevor was right." I forgot we were doing some hypothesis on what was going to happen, and I was like, "Damn, Trevor was right on that." But I forgot what it was. Damn! I just lost it.
Oh, it's a frequent. That usually happens, but that's okay. Okay. I'm gonna go in the order of significance. So comic book accurate, it would be a guy named Curtis Jackson, who was the power broker. So you could introduce. Yeah, that's what I thought immediately. So it could be that guy, to keep it comic book accurate, introduce somebody new that no one knows, that even people like me who doesn't read but knows the cartoons. The second one that we kind of thought, who's influenced already throughout the years in the movies, is Thunderbolt Ross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of his association with Incredible Hulk and trying to get his hands and, Weapon X project and whatnot. So it's like, could possibly, because we feel like Thunderbolts is on its way.
Yeah.
We feel like it. We don't know if it's going to happen.
And they may not go with the blood transfusion side of for She-Hulk as well. Maybe they'll do something where she gets a super soldier serum or something like that.
That's true. That's very true. The third is something that they planted multiple times, and he's always been in the background. We don't know if he still exists, but Arnim Zola has pretty much been around, and he's and since the super soldier serum and everything, the testing that was going on in the 1950s, and we know he was still around.
Yeah.
And he's been, digitized and whatnot. And there was even a diagram or something of like a body type of a robot version of him that we haven't seen in physical form. But if they manage to preserve him and use his knowledge of that serum, would that be kind of cool? And the last one is just a hopeful wish, and this is me dreaming. So please don't. No, not Zemo.
I'm ready to crush. I'm ready to crush it right now. I'm ready to crush it.
I don't think Zemo's not. That's not even a question. It's not. It can't be him
because he was in captivity.
No, it's just too easy to just pin it on Zemo like he was some mad genius doing stuff in a prison. So that's why I didn't even bring him up. This one has to go far beyond that, and all he did was genetic testing on everybody. And that's Mr. Sinister. And that's just a hope and a pray that Essex, I told you it was a reach, but in my heart, I could dream, right? I could dream, or at least have someone attached to the Essex Corp Can we like please? Please, Ben. Hey, wouldn't that be more fun? You have to admit that would be more fun.
It would be fucking amazing if it was Mr. Sinister. It would.
Yeah. Because he wouldn't even have to be Mr. Sinister at that point. He'd just be Essex.
Yeah. Nathaniel Essex.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I wanted to hold off and let Ben explain the whole thing before I started to talk. Because it's the only thing on my mind.
So what would you think? Well, okay, so all right, you threw that out there, but what's more like realistic? What do you think is like more like, because I think Thunderbolt is more like something that is more realistic because he's already set up. So like what he's already set up. He's set up perfectly. So like I think that would be more, and I never thought it was Zemo either. I'm just saying, like I was just throwing a name, but I do think Thunderbolt is probably a more reasonable suspicion, maybe. But that's me. That's me.
Have you seen the teaser trailers when they first started?
For this one?
No, just all of the first teaser trailer that came out for the show.
I mean, I watched them all. I may not remember exactly what's in it.
They hinted at Madripoor. So I'm like, why would they need to go to Madripoor for Thunderbolt Ross or for Zemo? Because they're not there. Zemo's in like a European in Germany or somewhere. I think Germany.
Yeah.
So Madripoor is like Southeastern Asia, I think, right?
Somewhere around the Asia continent, that's where that city's supposed to be.
So if they're going there, then it has to be a random thing. And Madripoor in the comic books, for those who don't know, it's basically like a safe zone for any villain or whatnot, like evil doings where they all like commune. There's even
mercenaries.
Like mercenaries where they even go to a specific bar to hang out. Like, but if that's a way to introduce another element, and that's a perfect place for Essex to test. I'm not letting it go. This is my Mephisto.
He's gonna bring it up forever. He's gonna bring it up forever, bro.
Watch. When this gets put online, people are gonna start saying it. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not even hating it. That'd be fantastic if that's how it ends up happening and starting for a mutant kind and stuff like that. But whoo, that's that's a bigger reach than Mephisto was for WandaVision, I feel.
Yeah. Well, Mephisto was an easy one. That was a reasonable one.
Was it really? Just because someone
demons and magic and all that other good stuff.
That's what I mean.
And this is human testing. So mine is within the realm of possibility and like reality. But then
I mean, the series would have to be extended so much more for him.
Not really.
Yeah, because then you have to show the effects. You have to show the negative effects of the human testing, not just
No, but you never have to show him. All you have to show is just that people were tested on, people died, mutants exist.
So just having
a genetically modified. Dialogue's enough. I don't need to see him. He's too big of a villain to just randomly throw him in the show. But if you throw his name out there and we see a couple minions, maybe have a Calypso come through, something like, you know what I mean? Like a lesser mutant that he's created.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need. I'm a simple man, bro.
Oh my god!
That would kind of make this series a one-off, because now you're like, that would make this
never
kind of like a one-off. Yeah, because you're also gonna need a bigger, better heroes to, you know what I mean? Like as you start to extend more into that world. Really, you don't think so? You're just still gonna rely on Falcon Winter Soldier? Like,
well, you could, because it's their interactions and they're kind of like a special ops team. Like they mentioned in the end of this episode, they're able to do certain things that the government can't.
Because they're small.
And Winter Soldier is definitely qualified for it.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not? It's a buddy cop movie or a show that happens to be like the capabilities going to different areas are great.
True.
Who knows?
It's easy.
Just throw in Jimmy Woo just for me.
You want him in everything. You want him in everything.
Yes. Who don't love Jimmy Woo?
I heard the Nets signed him to a 3-year contract too.
He's probably their scout.
Did you guys something I caught like, and I had to read up on this too because I wasn't sure if there's any part of Cyborg because the Cyborg brain part with Winter Soldier. Did you guys catch that? Like when they were walking and they did a little quips on like, oh, what is your cyborg brain thinking about? And I had to look it up because I was like, I never knew that his brain was tampered with and put anything like cyborgy, anything tech in his brain. So I had to look it up, and there's just theories on that. There's theories of what happened to him in Wakanda. Maybe they used technology in his brain, but I was like, I don't remember him.
Well, they didn't use. They just. Well, technically they did. They used what was already implanted in him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably not a full cyborg, but his arm. How do you think his arm functions logistically? You have to have it wired up to the brain somehow. It's like they're gonna want to make it more realistic. So that vibranium stuff probably responds to reactors because we're all electric beings, like so that stimulant. So it's connected somehow, and that's probably an easier way for them to brainwash them. So there's probably like a chip or something that they can't take out because it'll kill the man.
Rewire it.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Because then I started looking at that, and they're like, okay, so maybe.
Yo, time out, pause. Why are you licking your fingers, bro?
I spilled for one, my drink the drink that I have today has a little Kerns in it, and Kerns is fruity and tasty. So
I bet it's a little fruity
Kerns on my finger. I put little Kerns on my finger. So I gotta lick it.
You got a little fruity on your finger.
I have clean hands, bro. I wash my hands. During this COVID time. I ain't touching no hose. No, I'm not dipping in no hose.
Hey, I'm just being observant. What would Jimmy Woo do?
I don't think Jimmy Woo drinks Kerns.
Okay, that's a good. We should talk about what you're drinking since we're on that topic.
So today I decided to go basic. Forgive my French because I don't cuss much. But I decided to go a little basic bitch today, and I go to old fashioned Smirnoff. As for those of you that have been to college at all, then you definitely know about Smirnoff. But the thing which is funny is like it is known as a basic drink, and I was like, you know what? Today I'm gonna break this drink down in a way to like that it's not so basic. There's some actual flavor in it. Today, yes, I have it mixed, but I drank it for a few days, trying to understand like what's the flavor of it, not just shots. Like if I were to actually be a connoisseur,
a connoisseur of a cheap alcohol. All right, bro.
Hey,
continue.
whatever. There's multiple. Some people don't know about it though. What if this is like,
that's why
some people don't know about it. So I got to tell them about it. So let me read what I wrote. I wrote. A smooth vodka. It has a diluted fruit taste somehow. I can't even.
It's from your finger, bro.
That was the Kerns that I mixed with it. I wanted to mix it with Kerns because I didn't want to drink it straight. Anyway, it is so whatever. That's my drink today, and I like it. I like the fact that I mixed it with some fruity Kerns, and I licked my finger because I got fruit on my finger. So yes, what you got, Trevor? You probably over here drinking water and you're making fun of me.
I am drinking 7 Moons. Full moon last night, representing my people. Being my mom's surname is Luna.
Oh, really?
And so it's a lot smoother than the others that I've drank because I'm used to the $2 chucks. So it's easier to consume. Some people hate red wine, but I don't have any problems with it. I don't know why people hate red wine so much.
Well, I like red for me is when I'm eating. Like if I'm eating, I typically
having a steak.
Like a steak. Like like when I eat meat, I do red. But if I'm just drinking the wine, I prefer a white.
Okay.
A Chardonnay specifically.
Yeah.
Before I jumped on
red.
Okay. Before I jumped on this, I had my musubi. I made homemade musubi with chicken though. I don't do Spam.
There you go.
I don't like Spam. So there you go.
I guess so. So you still have some leftover chicken in your mouth, and that's why. Yeah, that's easy. Why are you looking at this, Trevor? Why are you looking at this?
Because I'm like LL.
Oh boy.
We were supposed to stay on topic with Winter Soldier, and now we're talking about licking lips. Did you lick any girls' lips this week? Did you get an opportunity to lick any girls' lips this week?
What are you talking about, man? First of all, I'm a gentleman. Second of all, that's for the Patreon. Like, people got to pay for that information. We can't just. They want to know about superhero stuff. We can talk here, but if they want it more in depth on some fun stuff, then they got to pay for it. Like, you can't give it all for free.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So you guys who are listening, you know, we're gonna start a Patreon, and that's where we have the goods. We already have stuff recorded. We already have some good stuff recorded. So know that. All right. Yes. So going back to Falcon Winter Soldier, what about the Breaking Red Wing? They didn't even bring that back up. Like, they didn't
R.I.P. baby.
They didn't even address it. They didn't even address it. When?
Yeah, they did. When they found out they were being spied on. That was like, okay, so it's good Red Wing's gone, because that's how they kept tabs on Falcon. To me, that was enough. Like, okay, I don't want their tech anymore. He'll probably build his own. Yeah. Because he's smart enough to build his own. So that's when they kind of like got that out of the way, and then kind of proved that the government is being even more shady because they don't trust someone who helped save the world multiple times.
Yeah. But then wouldn't he have already known that there's like a tracer in there, because he has tampered with that so much. Even in the first episode, he was tampering with it. So wouldn't he already know? Wouldn't he already know there's something in there? Like, you know, he's a smart dude. Wouldn't he already know that it was, you know?
Not necessarily, not if it's their tech, because it's Stark tech. They had their hands on it, and he just fixes it when it's not. He said that he had issues with it functioning, so he's always had to make adjustments. Probably is not working right because it has their tech in it as well, like trackers and stuff to like kind of mess it up over time. You know what I mean? It's
I agree with you. I do definitely think he's gonna make another one. Like, I do believe it. But I didn't even put those two together. So I guess they did address it. I guess.
But that's it could be a cop out, but it's a way to like, okay, that's why he didn't use anything like that again. You know? But he's gonna just have a drone or whatever following him.
I'll make a new one. I'm pretty sure there'll be a new one coming out. It's gonna save the day one of these episodes.
He's gonna run into a bird. It's gonna have a chip in its head, and he's gonna have a chip.
And an arm. He's gonna make it their pet. He's gonna break the arm. Make it a vibranium little bird arm.
Chris, in the comics and the stories, he legit had a bird named Redwing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's right. A cyborg bird. Oh, that would be better if it was a legit like bird looking instead of just a drone. No?
We'll be good.
You guys are no fun.
Hey, I don't disagree with you. I mean, like, how they're gonna work that in with the CG, you know, we'll see. But
they've done everything else.
But yeah, I guess.
I think it'll be whatever they do. I have faith that it's gonna be good. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what else about that episode that was like that you guys liked about it?
I kind of like how John Walker kind of became an asshole at the end. Like, he was recruiting.
Yes.
Don't get in our fucking way. Stay out of the way.
But they addressed that at the very beginning too, when he said you can't just solve things through physical violence. I can't remember what he said at the very. Remember when Battlestar first walked in and talked to him, and knowing his new position, his responsibilities. I think he said you can't punch your way out of this. Like
something along those lines.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, he has a history of violence and how to solve things through physical. And then he was so quick to pull that gun. He was on that. Like, and if you see when Winter Soldier catches it, and he caught it with the other hand, not the robotic one too, to show how badass he was. He was careless when he was flinging it. He didn't care if there was a good guy in the way or not. He was just like doing. So he's a very reckless hero. So let's see if
caught that. I honestly didn't catch that, but I see it now. I definitely see it now.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
could. You could see him. He might lose it completely, but just like a temper tantrum, and not completely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
But will it cost him his life? Because he doesn't have to survive for the story to continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's all about the government feeling there's better suitors than Falcon.
But I don't you think it would be a stronger story if Falcon has to now get it back versus he's just dead, so I can just get it back. You know what I mean? That's too easy. That's too easy. Oh, he's dead. Oh yeah, somebody else needs to take the shield. All right, I'll take it. That's easy. Versus he's still alive, and maybe even like what he does, even the government doesn't know. Like, you know what I mean? And then now you're fighting against not only him, but the government who likes the dude and wants to keep him as Captain America. Like, I think that would make more of a dynamic story than just, he died. They killed him off. And, all right,
how would you feel if he was severely injured and can't do it anymore? And they managed to recover the shield, so Sam has it or whatever, Bucky.
But don't you think that's...
And then because we don't even know if he has the serum, like the super soldier shit. And maybe if they pump him with it afterwards, and then that's his transition in a U.S. agent.
Well, I actually thought you guys were going to bring that up today because and he wasn't as weak as freaking Chris Evans, but like he is scrawnier. He has a scrawnier physique, right? And so I assumed that he probably doesn't have the serum yet.
Yeah, but remember, the serum enhances what you are and who you are. The Red Skull became ugly. So this guy, if he's already a hothead, what's it gonna do when that's in his system? It's only gonna increase the ugliness or the anger and the, you know what I mean, that aggressive side. So like you said, like if he doesn't have it and he does get it, it could be all bad. He could be extremely violent,
and especially if some type of tragedy happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If he loses the shield, imagine if he's extremely violent, still fighting, and now he wants his shield back. So now that seems like a pretty good story.
Yeah, no, that's a good one because now we have another villain on top of what we already have.
Yeah, that would be an anti-hero.
An anti-hero, yeah, that would be a good one. I can see that for sure. I can see that.
Good job, Trev.
You don't even know. I know you have to wait until we see later, so I can say. Then I can tell you whether you're right or wrong.
Right. Well, let me throw this one out just as a possible storyline.
Okay.
And I hate to kill off the black guy, but once Battlestar goes, I think that's when he's gonna flip his shit and become that anti-hero. I think
could be
Battlestar ends up getting sacrificed in some sort of way, and then he's gonna blame Falcon and Winter Soldier for his death.
Wait, so what are you saying is when they break the buck is what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
You got what between me and Trevor, you got one full black guy on this. You are offending one full black guy, man.
Oh man.
I can see it because he's so second, like
he's so
they didn't care. They haven't built his character even though he's been next to the guy the whole time. It's like if he goes, no one will care.
They built Torres more than him, and they only got one episode. They each only got one, one teeny little episode, but they built him more than they built him.
Yeah, for sure. So I could kind of see that happening too. But I saw a trailer, and there's a huge explosion, and apparently there was like a fight scene. And where were they filming? Atlanta?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I always keep up with social media, so there's like a fight scene, so we could actively see this Captain America fighting outside. Okay, and the recent trailer shows a big explosion on a street, that same street that they had filmed like a while back. So it's like if you tie the two together, if he was in it, or like you mentioned, Battlestar, then that makes sense. Like he goes off the deep end from that type of stuff. So I don't know. I hope there's even more action outside of the first 5 minutes, because it seems like that's the trend so far.
The fighting scene on the truck, that was early, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was like the first half of the episode for sure. I just don't exactly remember exactly.
It
What
felt
happened.
early. I felt like at the end, it's always character development at the end of the show.
Yeah.
They never have a boom bow at the end.
What do you guys think?
But I don't think that's going to be the way the series goes. They'll get us switched up. I mean, WandaVision was so all over the place. Towards the end, you kind of got the standard episode. But yeah, I think definitely by the first 3 or 4 episodes, going to be character development. Probably build on Zemo this episode 3. And then
well, they're going to visit him.
From there.
They're
going to visit him.
So
yeah, but realize that everything has to be accelerated because we're halfway through this next on Friday. We're halfway through the series.
It's only 6 episodes.
It's 6 episodes.
What?
So things have to pick up by the 4th one. We need like intent. We need everything like going. Now we're still guessing. We can still guess at the end, but like we need to know intent and what the mission is because they don't have a set mission yet.
Yeah. Well, guys, I got to go in 5 minutes, but I'll just throw it out what I think episode 3 is going to be. And for me, I think episode 3 is going to be character development with Zemo, what's he been up to, and then Flag Smashers. We're going to finally figure out what their ultimate goal is.
For sure.
Who's behind it, ultimately, what they're trying to achieve, and who's running their organization.
For sure. No, I agree. No, and I look forward to it. And then I look forward to having more talks with you guys about it because today was short. And I know that I have a lot to say, and I know that Trevor has even more so to say. But today was short. So for those of you that are watching, you got a little tidbit of kind of how we go, the topics that we talk about. But if you like content like this, or you want to hear more, because we got more to say, trust me.
Got way more.
We got way more to say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Again, we are
smash that bell. Smash the bell.
Peace.